Good afternoon. My name is Attila Toth. I am the moderator of the series of home office ecosystem meetings. These meetings are every Wednesday. Today, since we have also foreign guests abroad, so our meeting will be delivered in English with simultaneous translation into Slovak if needed. So as you can see, the subject of today is how to measure the cost and the benefits of home office services as a company process, whether it is profitable or is not profitable, and if profitable, for whom it is profitable. So we will answer five questions de facto. First of all, why we need to measure these values. Then what is the cost for the company per month, what is the cost for the employees per month, and of course these three points are not theoretically discussed, but we have a example of company with 20 employees, from which 5 employees working monthly 10 days at home. And for these 3 months from January to March, we collected data about 80 entry cost items. I will show it soon. And we use the IT platform of Microsoft 365 and its applications. So these are the details in point 2 and point 3, and you see here the values. We will discuss after how it was computed, and then what are the challenges? Challenges means that open items or limitations concerning the eligibility of the cost, because according to the legislation. And the last one is point 4. What was the overall cost of investment of this introduction for these 5 persons of these services? 2,900 euro, and you will see that in the details that the return on investment is 10 months. So that's all in a nutshell. These are the program points. Are there some questions at the moment? If not, we will continue. Our meeting is not as a random thinking, but it relates to the meeting what we had last week about the architecture of the home office. Here is the architecture of home office, and we have to now. It's very simple. I can see there are 3 layers. Here are the green ones, the services which must be provided to the employees working at home. And the yellow one is the platforms used, and then internal system, how it can be connected to the internal system, this new process as we call home office. Very nutshell, but today we will discuss the Evidenție Nákladov. So one of the applications and tasks, services, have to register and follow up the cost of workplace. So Evidenție Nákladov miesta výkonu. This is obligatory, because if you want to pay something to your employee, some cost, you must have proof of evidence in accounting. So this, what we have made, okay, we made more. We also computed the profitability, and also to know whether this is okay or not okay. So because today everybody speaking only passing some law, speaking about that for somebody is good, for somebody is not, for companies is not good, for and so on and so on. So this is a verbal, intangible discussion, emotional discussion. But now, okay, this has also a relevance, but now this meeting and the further task, because we are recruiting and asking colleagues from the ecosystem to improve the methodology, what we will present soon, because this can be only an approach, or can be maybe many methodology depending on type of the companies. But before going, just 1 hour ago, I look. This is in the press. In the press, I don't know if we get it. That there is no today press. The main newspaper is coming. Yes, home office becomes a standard, but we have living is worsening. That means if we want to work home, even the children or some, we need more house, more flat. So therefore, in Slovakia, 11% growth of the price of the flat because of the low mortgage prices. And also, there is a work safety office making checks. What is the workplace, because there are some conditions, how minimum square meter, what your size of your monitor and these things, and also checks if companies allows employees to go home, because employees complaining that employer doesn't allow, and so on and so on. So this is very always they are writing some articles. So this is a hot issue, but lacks exact analytics and methodology so far. So we are, I think we are pioneers with this meeting to at least to set some direction or some methodology. And what we have set here is we call calculation model. So this model comes from the Australian methodology for home office. You have it in your very quickly in your folder. If you look in your folder for each meeting, if you receive but no, Albana, sorry, you did not get it. But here there is every meeting has a folder, and members of the ecosystem, they can get this. So here is the Australian methodology, but I cannot have to make it. But this you can see, this is a folder here, and there are plenty of very nice screenshot, even video. Please use it. But we go back to our model, the calculation model. So based on this, of course we have costs and fixed cost of the company, fixed cost of the employee. In Australia, they distinguish many, whether you are a real employee or you are as a freelance consultant. But we are not yet that then in Australia. And I don't know what is the situation in the EU. And then we have variable cost, the same for company, for the employee. And then the benefits also we have divided it for the company, for the employee. So that's all. So it's very simple. And finally, then this we can remember. Based on this, we collected data for each item of calculation model. We collected monthly data for the team who working at home. But before going this, of course, we had to set the price and depreciation of the equipment. I think it can come from our SharePoint. So we have equipment, you see, what is the monthly cost, depreciation for notebooks, for this and that, what we used, these 5 people, internet connection, and so on and so on and so on. So this is clear. So then other thing, who participated in this? I show you the profile of these workers or home office workers. So Victor, this is a help desk. Gabika she is an accountant working home. Director is director. Attila is help desk. Eva she's a manager, and Lenka is assistant of the director. So that's the setup. And so these people, de facto, this is more than 5, the 6, but I counted 5 because Lenka was working partially only, so I didn't want to spoil. And there is not yet end of the March, because this is a 3 months period. And now let's go to the inputs, and here I will ask Madam Nemchikova to comment when we think that, and we discussed before that some of the items are still not 100% clear by legislation. So let us go. Here, what is the notebook? Monthly of the notebook. If this notebook this is fixed cost, and if this notebook is the company notebook, so it can be, and here is what is the price, and so on and so on. So this, in this case, we can use in the cost. So this is the I show you once, and then it is. So this is a simple table. We made it every month, registration. So what are how many times, what is the cost, and then, what is, whether it is accounting or here is účtovanie. This means the eligibility. So it's 100% or not 100%. For example, I will go to, for example, here is something 80%. This is used own notebook, and therefore the eligibility is 80%. So Gabika, please explain what the law says about this, about such item, why it is 80% or up to 80%. So we put 80%. Is it correct?
Áno, prepáčte, ja budem rozprávať po slovensky, takže dovoľte, aby som nadviazala na slova pána Tota. Tak, ako sme si už niekoľkokrát hovorili o uznávaní nákladov z hľadiska firmy, na to, aby tie náklady, ktoré vznikajú v súvislosti s home officeom, boli daňovo uznané, musíme striktne rozlišovať, kto ich hradí, komu vznikajú, kto je vlastne odberateľom, na koho je tá konkrétna faktúra, ten náklad fakturovaný, komu vznikol. A následne na základe toho vieme zaradiť, či je to daňový náklad firmy alebo zamestnanca.
So in this, sorry, I will translate. So in this case is always the tax office asking who has this cost. In this case, this is the notebook of the employee. So the employee has the cost, monthly cost of depreciation of 16 euro, I will see here. And of course, this must be justified. For example, the purchase of the notebook and that, let's say, depreciation by 5 years or 4 years divided, and this is 16 euro. And then how long it was used for home office, 10 hours, and so on and so on. But so, okay, and why the 80%?
Ja by som len upresnila, že ak je to notebook, ktorý patrí zamestnancovi,
Áno.
ten náklad sa účtuje 100%, lebo je to náklad, ktorý on nám presne vypočítal, že ho kúpil za nejakú sumu a zhruba 4 roky ho bude používať a ten mesačný náklad predstavuje zhruba 16 eur, to je vo výške mesačného odpisu.
Ale používa to aj pre seba, pozor, ten notebook.
Ale to je jeho a tu len firme vlastne paušálne nie paušálne, ale firme exaktne vyčísli sumu, koľko ho to mesačne stojí. A je to jeho, čiže je to daňový náklad pre firmu, ak to správne a presne vypočíta. A takisto ten príjem, ktorý mu firma preplatí, nie je preňho súčasťou mzdy, ale je to len úhrada nákladov. A v zmysle paragrafu 5 odstavec 5 písmeno F zákona o daní z príjmov, tento príjem pre zamestnanca, teda keď my mu refundujeme jemu vzniknuté náklady, nevstupuje ako zložka mzdy, neplatia sa z neho odvody a neplatí sa z neho ani daň.
Výborne, počkaj, preložím, lebo zabudnem. So, in this case, according to Slovak law, so this is the cost, the 16 euro is for the employee, so this is justified and okay. And since he's using this notebook also for private use, not only for the company use, therefore we put 80%. This is the maximum what we can allow or not. And what is more important, what she has said, that this reimbursement is 16 euro, but 16 euro every month, so this is not so bad, is not reimbursed as a salary, but normal as like travel cost, the cost. So without tax, in personal income, health insurance, pension insurance. Am I right, Gabika?
OK. A tých 80% ešte vysvetlím. To je v tom prípade, ak firma dá zamestnancovi svoj notebook, čiže je to notebook, ktorý patrí firme a nedá mu ho exaktne len na užívanie na pracovné účely, ale chce, aby ho mohol používať aj na súkromné. Čiže je to ako keby aj benefit pre toho zamestnanca. V tom prípade je to majetok firmy, súhlasí s tým, aby zamestnanec ten notebook používal aj na súkromné účely a pre firmu ten náklad je daňovo uznaný len na 80%. Hej, čiže stále je to 100% náklad firmy, ale z hľadiska daňového si bude uplatňovať len 80%. 20% bude z hodnoty nedaňový náklad.
Okay, so this is detail. What is cost of tax-based cost and accounting cost, but okay. So these are very quickly. These are by groups sorted. These items by groups and by employees, and so this is you can see it here. This is very simple list. We then exported it to Excel contingency tables with separate filtering. Okay, so this way then I show something what the Australian methodology allows, and here it doesn't allow the what we can say, the use of space in my house is not eligible. Náklady na energie, yes, if you can explain these things also.
Áno, môžem?
So cost of energy and use of furniture, everything. So why it is not allowed? Why it is zero?
Takže štandardne doposiaľ, keďže bol home office vnímaný skôr ako benefit, väčšina zamestnávateľov považovala tú výhodu pre zamestnanca za tak veľkú, že vlastne väčšina dohôd bola uzatvorená tak, že zamestnanci súhlasili, že budú používať svoju energiu, svoje pripojenie a nebudú si žiadať od zamestnávateľa refundáciu takto vzniknutých nákladov. Ale ako som už spomínala, teraz je tá situácia úplne iná. Home office sa stáva štandardnou situáciou a čoraz viac ľudí pracuje z domu. Preto by bolo dobre, aby zamestnávateľ zamestnancovi refundoval tieto náklady aj na energie. Ako som už minule spomínala, ak je to jednoosobová domácnosť, ktorá doteraz chodila do práce a vie exaktne vyčísliť, že doteraz mal náklady aj na energiu 100 eur a od 1. januára, kedy začal intenzívne pracovať už len z domu, mu stúpli na 120, vie presne tomu zamestnávateľovi vyčísliť, že 20 eur je jeho náklad, ktorý vznikol v súvislosti s tým, že začal pracovať len z domu. Teda má nárok, tak ako som hovorila aj pri tom notebooku, aby mu zamestnávateľ tých 20 eur preplatil. Je to vlastne preplatenie nákladov a nevstupuje to opäť ani do mzdy a ani nie je to súčasťou odvodov do sociálnej a zdravotnej poisťovne. Problém však je v prípade, ak je tá domácnosť viacčlenná a kedy je ťažšie presne vykalkulovať, o koľko stúpli náklady súvisiace práve s prácou toho nášho zamestnanca z domu. A aby je to takto celosvetovo, aby zamestnanci netrávili celý deň počítaním, koľko energie spotrebovali pre zamestnávateľa, prípadne koľko internet rozpočítavajú. Áno, samozrejme, dá sa to, ale je to pomerne prácne a ťažko daňovo jednoznačne preukázateľná, lebo stále nám ide o to, aby sme dosiahli ten stav, že vieme daňovému úradu preukázať, že tie náklady nie sú nejako navýšené, že sú oprávnené na strane zamestnanca a teda nie sú pre ňo daňovým príjmom a na strane zamestnávateľa, že je to daňovo uznaný náklad. A práve preto, aby zamestnanci ten čas nemuseli, a priznajme si, ani mnohí by nevedeli, ako na to. V mnohých krajinách už je práve prijaté to opatrenie, že vedia povedať, že ja neviem, 20 eur mesačne sa prispieva zamestnancom práve na tieto náklady spojené s prácou z domu. Ale zatiaľ u nás takéto ustanovenie nie je prijaté. Čiže
Gabika, sorry, František Kohani raised his hand. But please finish. Let us finish this. So we have no legislation for this, yes? Or...
Tak. Ja by som len už doplnila jednu poznámku. Čiže zamestnávateľ má dve možnosti. Buď nejako sa spoľahne na tie výpočty zamestnanca a dá k dispozícii vlastne možnosť alebo príjme internú smernicu, kde rozhodne, akým pomerom bude tieto náklady znášať. A ak sú podložené tou kalkuláciou, tak sú daňovo uznané. Alebo na druhej strane povie, že tých 20 eur bude preňho nedaňový náklad a bude to vo forme internej smernice aplikovať týmto spôsobom, že bude to zamestnancom paušálne uhrádzať. Ale vrajím, zatiaľ to u nás legislatívne nie je doriešené.
Okay, so I translate this and then Mr. Kohani will take the floor. He has some raising his hand. So, Albana, this means that everything is possible when you prove the cost. For example, if you live alone in an apartment and then you prove that after home office your energy and utility cost raised by 20%, then this is good justification for the home office. Yes, but otherwise this is very difficult, and justification, if it is not clear, is not eligible cost. Sorry, this is my quick translation. So, Mr. Kohani, please take the floor.
Yes, thanks, Attila. My question is we're speaking about cost, and my question is related to income. For me, I work in Czech, was relative big amount of travel. Also, this is my income, public transport or travel to the company. Also, this is some opposite. Also benefit income.
Yes,
And the
yes.
second question, my work was for international bank consortium, and this consortium pay a very big employee insurance for damages caused to the company. Also, I migrate big amount of business critical data, and when I make mistake, is very difficult. And this insurance is only specificate on my workplace in business office. Also, this is my concrete case.
I see. It's very interesting. You see, these are specialists. But concerning the benefits, let us go to the finish. You just entered correctly in good time, because we can find also benefits, not only the cost, but these benefits we can find it. But I show you other better overview. For example, these are overviews. For example, here is for Gabika or for anybody, for all period. Okay, and here are the benefits. This is for the her that she could 10 days she saved 1 hour, half an hour go, half an hour back, or for traveling, for losing time in the car. And this is evaluated. This is also a question, 8 hours per but this is together 10 hours. You know, this is not only, and these are 2-3 months. This is not only this month. Okay, so if she has 10, and everybody, not only her, because they are managers, also Evka and others, they are managers, or we have also the director. If I see the director, riaditel, you know, also the car, use the car, company car. This is a company saving. And also here is also saving of time. So this all benefits are here. But what you have mentioned, the insurance. So now you have to insure yourself if you work home.
No, my company. This insurance is big amount, and this is a cost for my for bank, for company.
Okay, so this is valid for working home also.
No. So this is an issue. This is an issue. I must. Okay. This is an issue.
You see, so these are not peanuts. If we go into the detail and every situation, so this methodology or accounting rules or formal methodology is very, no, I don't say primitive, but the beginning, you know. So these are, and what I don't want to lose the time. Here, let us read the numbers. So total total benefit for 3 months for employee and for the company is minus 1,400, and for the employees 104 euro for the message úspor nákladov firmy. So, and for the employee itself is 176, and the cost of introduction is 2,900 here. Okay, so but let's go to the summary. I think it is very more important. I will enlarge it. Is possible. Can be like this. So okay, so how to read it? It is very good. So we have 3 columns: managerial data or values for a manager. This is total. That means is de facto is a sum of to the company and to the employees, firma and employees. So the result for the whole exercise for 3 months that you see here. So employees in together, they have 880. The 5 employees working 880 benefit, but they had also costs which were not paid because of current legislation or lack of proof of evidence what is this company did not develop yet. So the total is, the let is 591. 591. So it comes that for here are the costs for the company, and also the benefits, for the company, for the so the company total benefit after the monthly operations, because here January is the introduction, but from the monthly operation benefit already 520. So these are not big numbers for a bigger company, but for this small company, 20 employees and 5 working full 10 base, this is the return of investment 931. So for this is important that result for an employee 57 euro 10. So even they have some benefits. Of course, these benefits are not tangible. Some of them are only like saving time, and we assess that 8 euro per hour is saving time. But if he saves 10 hours time, so he can work 9 hours a day, not 8, and have a one day free or so. But there are many combination and interpretation. This meeting is not about how to interpret, but here are the main benefits and costs. So benefits for the company is only mainly from saving petrol cost, from reduced travel of the managers, and also reduced cost of utility cost in the company, because the employees, 5 employees are 10 days away, then they use toilet and so on, and of course computer time and so on. And then the cost of the employees are coming on that they use their own equipment if they and also they are not paid the utility cost of their workplace. We explained about Mrs. Nemchikova before, but it can be also justified in some cases which are clearly justifiable. And the third reason, how it is that saving time. So for the employees, saving time for own privacy, as I told them, and not spending time in the car or in the bus when commuting to work. So this is in a nutshell. Please interrupt me now, or question, or Albana, that's just good time. You have some overview. What are we doing, and how you can compare it with the initiatives of what is happening in Belgium, for example, in this matter.
But Attila, thanks very much for giving me some space to express my thoughts. And very first, thank you to all of you for having the flexibility to change that conversation to English, just for one person. So I appreciate it. I put in the chat box a link of PwC on a model for calculating the cost and benefits from working from home as working from the office. But so far from wanting to go into that model, what is important, just a brief conversation following what you said. I work in change management and executive and business coaching. And from that perspective, what I pay attention to are some emerging trends into what we call that employee well-being and productivity. And the third one into leading change. We know that we are in times of heightened transformational needs, and leading change virtually is not the easiest thing, knowing that even in other settings, leading change isn't always very effective. So, for the purpose of our exercise here, what is important is to understand some intangible costs or hidden costs, either because they're not tangible, not measurable, or because our culture does not expose them. So, for example, we know that work is not only to produce goods and services, but it's also a social activity. And by having employees working from their home office, of course, we've got a lot of reduction into some direct and indirect costs, but we have got some other costs, like the cost of cutting the connection and the bonding with the colleagues, which in fact is one important element of creativity and collaboration at work. If we know that the businesses today drive most of their value on innovation, on intellectual property, on services, and on creativity, then we know that by having that remote working climate established, we will be cutting quite a bit on these elements of business value creation. So that is one thing. But on the other side, the employee itself is having cost of well-being. The socialization of people at work in its best context does have a positive element on human beings, and with that being cut or replaced by long hours of meeting, the employees are having intangible costs, which needs to be compensated in terms of coaching or in terms of other additional, investments for video conferencing. We know that video conferencing is being used a lot. However, we also know that most of the people are not trained to having effective or generative conversations in a video setting. And that is also a cost that is being paid by both the individual and the company. We cannot measure that yet because we are not yet conscious about that cost, and we are not conscious about the effect that it has in the employee productivity and well-being and on the employee advancement. So these are things that we might want to pay attention, and some cultures are more aware of that and some cultures are not as aware of that. Some cultures are more prone to endure the long hours of meetings, of video conferencing, or of calls that do not have a video. But we know that even in that one little element, having a meeting with the videos on or with videos off does have not only an impact on the quality of the conversation, but also on the well-being of the person. And so these are costs that we're going to be able to fill only after some mass, so after a certain point in time. And as I said, depending on the culture, some cultures are more prone to drag or to carry that burden for a long time, and some are more aware and can flag or raise a flag earlier on. So these were the points that I wanted to raise, paying attention to the timing and wanting to leave some space for other participants to contribute.
Thank you very much, Albana. So you raised the bar too high. But of course, as usual.
Well,
this is from, pardon?
Sorry, this is not an easy topic. It's very complex, and I really appreciate that you are taking that topic on board. It's probably only the beginning of it, and so I was quite happy to be able to just give my one little contribution on that.
Okay, and I think we will think together to elaborate the ongoing calls for proposal, because this is a common challenge for all companies and institutions in European Union. Have to introduce a comprehensive way home office services, which is win for the company and win also for the employee.
Yeah.
But this is maybe it will take some time. I hope the pandemic will end and we have more time for develop these partnerships also. Okay, some other people, other participants, please. Mario, you are a director, so please, what is your opinion about measuring cost of or benefits? How to engage, or you experience that homework is less effective, so people say I am working home, but finally they lose performance?
This question is not really straight to be answered, but I think we lose engagement and this working environment, because I think home office lacks human contact, and this is in final result as a little bit less engagement and lowering performance. I think boundaries between home and office are tearing down. So this style of work is a little bit different than we used to work, but it's not in general, because I know people that their performance is maybe better than in work, but in general, I think the result of this home office and this situation is that people are losing contacts, and if in some situation they lost all their contacts, they don't reach a new one, because we are not in touch. This is my opinion, and this is from the point of view of people that are working in, let's say, operational level. But huge impact is this style of work for business, because I think normal information is that you cannot do business via Teams or Skype. You need to be in touch physically. So
Okay.
it's complicated.
Okay, complicated, but finally we have to manage it.
Yes, sure.
Yes, because this is, I don't think that this is only a home office will be only the standard during the pandemic. It will go further. Even in this article, what I showed you, selling them in Bratislava, some offices and companies reducing office space by 18% because people are working at home. So it also, this is a danger for the developers to what to do with the business centers, the big business centers they build up last years. Until Albana will leave, I would like to show that also how to introduce. We developed in the ecosystem a methodology how to manage the project, and maybe Albana, this is also will be also your turn. Anyway, next 7th of April, we have a presentation for the Slovak Chamber of Commerce companies to introduce home office. And so we have a template project of implementation. This coming also from our, yes, but I will a little bit. Of course, these are phases analysis, then make an internal managerial document, so what should be home office, what not, then technical preparation and interaction phase by phase. That means by business process, so not at once. And this is summarizing, as I see, 3 months. 3 months process. Of course, according to the Microsoft, home office interaction takes even years, but we think that step by step, we have to see, have to identify where it is possible and where it is not. And we have very good example, not only home office for the knowledge work or for the administrative workers, but we have home office as a technical engineers advising plant personnel in the production how to solve some technical problems. So this is not only for the administrative workers. So we have for this, or not we, but namely Novitech has the development use of artificial and augmented reality using smart glasses to have remote assistants. We don't call home office, remote assistants to workers. So this is the last point of my presentation here. So that's all. If other questions, please. If not, thank you very much for your kind attention, and we close the meeting. We will see next time after Easter on 7th of April, please. But it doesn't mean that we cannot work together, one-to-one consultation. We will proceed and work on the sample applications, show of sample application developed by our ecosystem members to be used for home office. For example, how to have a remote task management, and communication with the worker. What are the useful web conferencing tools, and so on and so on. But everything after Eastern season, so 7 April. So until then, glad to talk to you in person. So we can close now the recording.